Hey cats, what's happening? I've been working on cleaning up my new mower. It needed a little bit of work. Obviously the thing had been sitting out since last spring on the lot, and it took a lot of weathering. Other than that, it just sat there and wasn't really used. There was minimal fuel in the tank, so that made condensation in the tank, which made water get into the system. So when we started it, it had to blow all that water out. It was kind of a mess. And then we filled it up with fresh gas. Now it's running fine. Other than that, I haven't found any problems with it, other than it's just, been weathered a little bit. I don't know if you can tell, but there's some like sun damage where the plastic there is kind of white in this spot here too. It's not anything that washes off, it's right into the plastic. There's some down here too. I imagine it's just sun damage from sitting outside for almost a year. But other than that, I've been able to clean it up pretty decently. Other thing I have to do is adjust these caster wheels. It's all the way, the mower deck is all the way in the lowered position, and the wheels aren't even touching the ground. So I'll drop those down to, I'll measure everything and get it to the level that I usually mow at, where those wheels will ride on the ground and it won't scalp. Those keeps it kind of rolling on top of the ground. Other thing I did is I got this Turtle Wax hybrid ceramic spray coating. Spray on a clean, dry vehicle for shine and protection. So interested to use that and see how it works. It was a substitute for the F11, which I had used before. F11 by Top Coat, which works pretty good, but I thought I needed that bottle's almost empty and it wouldn't be enough to do my truck, and I wanted to get something else. So I went ahead and got this Turtle Wax, which I'm going to use. But I got to get my truck to the car wash today. It's still splattered up with mud from when I went to the landfill. So yeah, it needs a good wash. I think I might get an underbelly wash too. I swept out the bed, but it's still got some mud in there, so I'll leave the tonneau cover off when I go through the car wash, and hopefully that'll wash that bed out too. Well, it's over 50 degrees in here right now, and I'm sweating. I've been working on this thing, polishing it, cleaning it up. I used this Turtle Wax stuff, and it put a pretty good shine on it. It's actually, slippery to the touch now. There are some surface scratches on it just from weather, I guess. It's a little cloudy right there, but I think that's just sun damage from sitting outside. I didn't get the mower deck completely cleaned up. I'd have to take it off to do that, and probably have to really get, scrubbing with a hose and everything. But I went around the whole thing and kind of polished it up with that ceramic coat. So I think it looks pretty nice now. Got a little shine to it. I also used it on this plastic or composite. Oh, you know what else I found on this thing, which I didn't realize? It has a 12-volt auxiliary socket there. One of those cigarette lighter type plugs. So you could plug in a cell phone charger or something like that if you're going to be out and you're, got your phone in your pocket and you're listening to music with some earbuds or something. Yeah, pretty cool. I don't know what else you would use that for. I'm sure there's other uses for it, but yeah, pretty cool. believe those tail lights are nothing more than reflectors, because they don't come on when you push the brakes on. They don't come on, when you turn the headlights on. And feeling up behind there, there's nothing back there. There's no wiring or anything. So those are just, reflectors. That's all they are. I guess if you're out running out down the road at night with a beer in your hand, a car comes, it'll look like you have tail lights. I don't know. Not gonna happen, I'm just saying, So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It cleaned up pretty nice. I guess the worst thing is I can see the sun damage on there, the white on there, the white spots on there. But that ain't gonna bother anything. Once I start mowing with it, the thing's gonna get covered with dust anyways and grass clippings. So I don't know what I'm so picky about. I guess because, it's brand new and it's a new toy. I just, want it to be really nice. And, when my friends come over, I'll be, hey, come here, check out my new toy. I just spent the last hour dropping all 5 of these wheels down. The front caster wheel, this one, were the hardest. These were the hardest because the tire was kind of in the way. No matter what I did, and it was like trying to unscrew a nut off of a 6-inch bolt in midair, with 2 wrenches. So it was like wobbling all over the place. My wrenches kept slipping off. What I wouldn't have given for a little pneumatic wrench that I could just, spin them right out. That would have been ideal. So I put each one of these, there's 3 holes on these to set these caster wheels. So as you can see right there, I put it on the middle hole. There's a hole above and a hole below. And that will have it not mowing more level. When I set it down on the ground, it won't go any lower than those wheels are set, and it won't scalp. Now, there's a chance I may have to put them, once I do a test mow in the spring, I may have to drop them down into that bottom hole. Because the worst thing is that when I'm doing the driveway's kind of crowned in the middle and crowned on the outsides, and it'll scalp there really easily if I have this set too low. And I don't want to be grinding up rocks and stuff like that when I do mow. So my son said he was going to help me in the spring to regrade the whole driveway, and we'll do that. But for now, until that gets done, I'm going to have to deal with it. So I think I'm all done here. The only other thing I might do is there are some deck adjustments. You'll see right here, you can adjust that screw in and out. You can lower it, raise it, and that way when you're using any of these levels, which lift the deck up, because when I'm doing it now, this side's coming up, but that side isn't. And then when I lift it all the way up, you see how high this side is compared to that side. So I'm going to have to take some measurements and do some fine adjusting on that, and get that thing so it hangs perfectly level. Yeah, and then it'll be ready to mow. So I think that's about all I was going to do today. Oh, I'm going to find a bungee cord because I'm going to bungee this thing up. I don't want it down. I like to throw the grass clippings. When you have that down, it throws the grass clippings down into the ground and can actually leave like a windrow. So when I hold it up like I have done on my other mower, it broadcasts the the grass out more. Now, the one drawback to that is when this is lifted up, you'll see the blade can actually be exposed there. So if you hit rocks or anything, they can definitely fly up. So this will kind of work as a shield for that. But sometimes rocks can get through here and hit me in the legs. And boy, oh boy, does that hurt. There, that's done. I think it's about ready to test mow, but of course I can't mow right now. There's no grass growing, and it'd be a swamp to try to tear my lawn all up. One thing I love most of all, more than anything about this mower, check this out. Proudly built in America. And fine print from domestic and global components, but it's assembled in the USA, so I'm grateful for that. I do have a collection of decals, stickers, and I dug through there to see if I could find something to personalize this with, and I found, yeah, that's pretty nice. Little checkered flags on there, little racing flag. So that just makes it, mine. All right, I think I'm done out here. Lights out, and I'm going to go in. I baked another pie this morning. I baked an apple pie. I saved you the whole process because I just did the video with the strawberry rhubarb pie. So that's for the neighbors tomorrow. They invited me over tomorrow for chili and cornbread. And so, hey, I thought, well, I'll bake an apple pie for dessert. How about that? Somebody asked me if you could put anything in these pies. And yeah, sure, absolutely. The same process. Like I said, I buy those Pillsbury pie crusts. They're already pre-made. You just roll them out. You can buy the fillings in the can, blueberry, cherry, peach, whatever. Dump it in there, put your lid on, bake it in the oven, and make your own pie. You can also make the like a chicken pot pie, and I'm not sure how you do that. You probably have to make your gravy with your chicken and your peas and carrots and all that stuff. You have to probably cook that first, and then you could put it in the pie and then bake it in the oven until your crust got brown. I'm guessing, I don't know. I'm sure there's a recipe for it online, but I haven't tried making a pot pie yet. The other day, a couple of friends suggested that we go to the movies, and that idea was kind of poo-pooed pretty quickly. I think we ended up finding something else to do. But it made me start thinking, it's probably not a great idea for a group of people to go to see the movies because everybody has different tastes. Everybody likes something different. So, I went on the internet and I looked to see which movies were playing at the local theater here. I think they have it's called Regal 16. They have 16 different, movie theaters in there. And I'm looking down through the movies and I didn't see one movie that even remotely interested me. As a matter of fact, the top movie that's out right now is some kind of a horror, evil, demonic thing. And I thought, what in the world? As I was growing up, during the holidays, they always released the blockbusters. So it was like, Indiana Jones or a Clint Eastwood movie or an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. But now you go down there and none of them are blockbuster movies. And whatever happened to the movie producers that made decent movies? But it made me stop to think, this movie that's out there, like on the top of the chart right now, this horror movie. Who writes these things? I mean, what kind of a demented mind dreams up these things and then puts all the money and effort into creating that whole cinematic movie on something so. Now, here's the other thing. Why do people want to watch that stuff? I mean, in real life, you certainly wouldn't want to live anything like that. I mean, that would be terrible to live in a home that had, like, these evil spirits coming out of the walls and everything, and trying to kill you, and plates and knives flying off out of the kitchen drawer and trying to stab you, whatever they have on those movies. You would never want to live that in real life, so why would you go to the theater to watch a movie about it? It just, like, builds up anxiety in you and fear, and then you go home and you have nightmares because you've watched this movie and you start thinking, what if that really happened? So it's kind of ridiculous to me. I mean, I myself wouldn't go watch a movie like that for that reason alone, because I don't need my mind filled with those kind of thoughts, with that kind of paranoia. I don't need to have nightmares over things like that. But anyway, it just was, again, you know me, it making me think and dwell on that and wonder why these things are, and why can't somebody just come up with a decent, good, thrilling movie, another good blockbuster? Is that so difficult? I guess it is. Oh well. I was cleaning out my saddlebag on the bike. I actually was looking for a bungee strap, to bungee up my chute there, and I knew I had some in my saddlebag, and I started digging through there, and gosh, I found this old hat, and it's actually got like mildew on it from laying in there. A bottle of water that's been in there for who knows how long, among other things. I mean, I put a bottle of water in there and then I don't even drink it. So, and then I found an old Harley Owners Group guide that was in there, and it must have got wet because the pages were all like completely glued together, and it was absolutely worthless. Way down in the bottom of my saddlebag, where I usually don't go. I mean, I'm in my saddlebag constantly, but never, uh, down to the very bottom to see what was still down there. Um, I actually had a nice pair of gloves down in there too, and they need cleaned up because they got kind of like greenish algae on them from being damp down in there. But they'll clean up. I just need to rub some, neat's foot oil or something on them, and they'll be good back to good again. All right, cats. Well, Christmas is over. New Year's is on its way. I think Wednesday is New Year's Day, so Happy New Year's. And next time I see you, it'll probably be after New Year's. So I hope you have a wonderful New Year's Day. Spend some time with family and friends if you can. And if you're a alcohol guzzler, take it easy and don't drive, okay? The worst thing you can do for your own health. But hey, you don't want to get pulled over either, because that's a whole nother story. Well, thanks for watching. Give me that like, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe and continue to join me into this next year. Who knows where it's going to take us, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. Till next time, cats, I'll catch y'all later.